But now for the vital Test match at Old Trafford. If South Africa had won this Test match, I believe they would have gone on to win at least 3-0. It didn't look good for England either, having lost the toss, as South Africa amassed 552 for 5 declared, on the most docile of pitches you could ever expect to see these days. I felt sorry for Peter Maran, the groundsman at Old Trafford, for the criticism he got from a lot of former players on the state of the pitch in Manchester. It was a good pitch. It was a little bit dead, a bit docile, and I think that's why some of the support that they got in Lancashire wasn't as good as it might have been, because we've become used to playing on poor pitches and wickets falling, runs coming, and that's, I'm afraid, what a lot of the modern public want to see. But former players who themselves have batted for hours and hours and days on some of these flat pitches. That's what Test match cricket was all about. Bowlers had to earn wickets and work hard for them. And I don't think it was too bad a pitch, and it produced a terrific finish. Jack Callis on this tour showed that he has more potential than any all-rounder in world cricket. We've heard a lot about Sean Pollock, and Bob Woolmer made the big statement that Sean Pollock was the best all-rounder since Sir Garfield Sobers. Well, I think this Jack Callis, to me, he bats number 3. I think he's a world-class batsman. If he's used properly, I really do believe this fella's going to become one of the great all-rounders in world cricket. Gary Kirsten ended up with a double 100 and batted for 650 minutes. It was the first double 100 for South Africa in 50 tests since their readmission in 1991.
On this occasion, obviously, he battled well. He got a 200. He said it's possibly one of the worst innings he'd played. To me, he played exceptionally well. His concentration was magnificent. And though he may have edged a few for 4 here and there, he never actually gave us a chance. And full credit to him for the way he batted.
And he's home. And up goes Kirsten's bat, because that's 200. A double century, he's delighted.
England gave a debut to Ashley Giles, who at 439 for 2 took his first Test wicket, the wicket of Darrell Cunningham for 78, to record what was to become the only wicket in the whole series to fall to an English spinner. Hansie Cronje continued his good form with 69 not out, before declaring.
We discussed about our first innings quite a few times and how important it is in 5 days to get a first innings score, especially against South Africa, to put a bit of pressure back on them. But again, we were bowled out, and you have to give them some credit. They bowled exceptionally well. I wouldn't say there were many loose shots flying around.
England's batting was pretty dismal on this flat pitch, as Donald found life from nowhere to roll them over for 183 to lead on first innings by 369. Another poor decision accounted for Mark Ramprakash again, this time by umpire Peter Willey, and he not surprisingly walked off the pitch rather sharply. Worse still, Graham Thorpe suffered a recurrence of his old back injury, and he ended up recording one of the more painful pairs in Test cricket. Donald and Callis struck early in the second innings, and at 11 for 2, England was surely dead and buried. But this England side were not to lie down, and the old stalwarts, Atherton and Stewart, set out to save this game in their own individual styles. Atherton with 89 in 280 minutes, Stewart with 164 in 317 minutes. Alex Stewart's devastating counter-attack sums up the positive way he plays his cricket, and it will surely rub off on some of his team in months to come.
For me, I always try and play the same way. Obviously, certain occasions you have to adapt, and this was one of them. But I still try and be in charge when I'm out there, try and score when I can. It's no point me just letting balls go. If the ball is there to be hit, then hit it. And that's how I try to play. And at the back of my mind as well was that if we do score runs, then we will get up to their total. And again, that will take time out of the game. We knew we weren't going to win the game. We just had to try and save it. One of the ways was obviously just batting right the way through till Monday evening. And the other one was trying to get up with their total, so that if they had to bat again, they then had to chase a target. And I try not to play too many false shots, but at the same time, try not to lose my attacking instinct. When we put on 200 or whatever it was, things were going quite well, but we still knew we had 5 hours of cricket left. And when Michael got out at midday on the last day, there's still a lot of cricket to go, and it certainly was by no means saved by then.
Yeah, he's always going to go for it.
That's in the air. Straight down the throat. Well, Geoffrey Boycott has predicted the demise. So it's the end of a very valuable innings from Alex Stewart.
The game was almost dead for England when Stewart went, until Robert Croft's final rearguard action. He batted over 2 hours for 37 not out, and the final over of Alan Donald to Gus Fraser to save the game for England was as dramatic a finale as you will ever see in Test cricket. With Pollock unfit for this test and Klusner restricted to 3 overs in the second innings due to a serious injury, Alan Donald produced a remarkable spell of fast bowling. 40 overs, 14 maidens, 6 for 88, to almost single-handedly win the game for his country. Has there ever been a greater trier in the game?
Nice little back heel for someone to smash it in the top left-hand corner of the net. Brave defence.
It was unbelievable. It was more like we'd won the test match. It was amazing. I mean, you saw the delight on Alex's face when he ran onto the ground. And I mean, you thought we'd have won the test match, but we realised then that was the turning point, and we're still 1-0 down with 2 to play, and we can still win the series.
The